The only color I see are these white tears. Hi y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Rafael, and before I start this review, I just want to start the video off by saying thank y'all so much for everybody who has subscribed to my channel, who has been commenting and giving me your opinions. I really value all of that, and I love seeing everybody's different opinions on all the shows I've been reviewing. And if you like Drag Race España, those are reviews over there. And if you like Drag Race Down Under, unfortunately, there's reviews over there too. So again, I just want to shout out everybody and give y'all a huge thank you. Thank you again for sticking around and watching my reviews. And with that being said, I am here to review the Real White Tears of Beverly Hills. Oh, wait, I meant the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Whew, but this episode was just, I'm gonna need Andy to snatch that diamond away from Sutton quickly. So we start off again from where we left off last week with Sutton and Crystal and Kyle in the kitchen, and they're discussing the, oh, do you see color? This is the start of her spiral all throughout the episode. She's like, no, I don't see color. I think racism is a bigger virus than Corona. What? She just sounds like a complete dumbass. You have to see race. You can't just go through life blind. And to think that Sutton is such an older woman, you would think that she would get it, but it just goes to show that they are so many idiots in this world who are just like her, and she gets so defensive. All you have to do is just listen. All you have to do is just stand there and listen. Kyle kind of got it, but Kyle started rubbing me the wrong way a little bit when she was like, oh, Crystal, that's not what she meant. I think she meant this, as in she sees everybody like equally. Kyle, please continue to be barefoot on that counter with your nose and be quiet. Stop. You don't need to put your input here. This is between Crystal and Sutton. This is what she means by not seeing color. There's some racism activity going on over there to her right, and this is Sutton. I don't see color. Nope, I don't see it. Not one bit. Nope. What do you mean? Wait, who's getting attacked? No, I don't see that. I think we're all equal. You want to go buy yogurt? Sutton is just a complete dumbass. A complete joke. I am not a fan of her. I never was from the beginning. I don't get what the hype was for her to have a diamond this season. And this is just a little chip of what her behavior has come to show in this whole entire episode. As soon as Crystal said, you don't see color, you could tell that Sutton wanted to say bravo, bravo, bravo 3 times so badly, like Denise Richards. So they just agreed to squash it for now, and that's that, and they head to bed. And then one by one, all the women start going downstairs for breakfast, and they're all waking up, and Kyle is telling everybody that, oh yeah, Kathy came into my room, and she tried to sneak into my bedroom, drinking a Red Bull at 1 in the morning. Kathy, what are you doing? But all the women are sitting down and they're all eating breakfast. And I'm curious if Kyle was the one that cooked this food, because the food looked good. I had to replay it a couple times. I'm like, oh, that bacon looked good. Oh, there's some sausage right there. Oh, is that eggs? All I needed was like some mimosas and that was good. But the food actually looked good compared to that nasty salmon that she did last week that was burnt. If it was you, Kyle, good job. If not, which I don't think it was because they didn't show anybody cooking it, so it was probably like the producers like, Kyle, we can't have nasty food on camera, so we're gonna have to order food from somewhere else and put it on plates and made it seem like one of y'all cooked it because we can't have any liability. And Garcelle was watching something, I believe, on the news coverage on the presidency at the time, and then Lisa brings up the clown in office at the time. Oh, when I was The Apprentice, he fired me twice and he was a whole different person. The person who he is now, I strongly dislike. And notice how everybody at that table got quiet as soon as she started critiquing him. I know Sutton was just sitting there like, must not defend him, must not expose my true colors. It was very telling how they all stayed quiet mentioning that clown. I would have just sat there and I'm like, so let's go around in a circle and who voted for who this time? And then Sutton goes looking for Crystal and they sit outside and they discuss, and Sutton's like, I'm sorry for how I came off a bit. It's just, I see everybody as equal. Bitch, if you see everybody as equal, why don't you and a person of color try going into some store and see who they follow around first? That's not being looked at as equal, Sutton. No matter how much you want to disguise it or dress it up to make it look like something nice, it's not. Crystal keeps putting it in her head like, this is not how it is. If you open up a box of crayon, as she said, you see a bunch of colors. You know, it's not just white, 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 white. I don't care what she says. Sutton, to me personally, is a racist. She is, and she's just using all these little microaggressions against Crystal to try to make it seem like, oh, you're attacking me and poor me, because the camera is gonna look like Crystal attacked this poor defenseless white woman and made her cry on national TV. Sutton is just so forcefully trying to point the finger back at Crystal. It's like, no, that wasn't nice. You know, I don't like that you used the whole, oh, are you a person who doesn't see color? I don't want that. And can you please get down on your knees and ask for my forgiveness so I can give it to you maybe, because that's what makes me feel superior. Sutton is so full of shit, her toilet is leaking. But you want us to sit here and listen to your top story and to listen to what you've gone through, but you don't want to listen to anybody else. It just goes to show you how none of these women have ever been held accountable for anything that's serious when it comes to racism or race or just anything with social issues. They are literally in a bubble full of luxury items, and that's it. And then they all finally get to this big giant train track bicycle activity, and it looks very exciting. This is definitely something that I would love to try, although my paranoia will be a little bit skeptical because I'll probably be bicycling and then I'll think that there's a train coming from a mile away or something coming to hit me. So I'm not sure if I will feel completely safe on this, because a train will definitely probably come out of nowhere and try to kill me. So it all looks fun and they all seem to be enjoying themselves, especially Crystal. She's very competitive, and then Sutton tells us that she used to be a dancer. I don't know whose photos they claim from the early 50s that this is supposed to be Sutton dancing in some type of ballerina outfit. I'm like, Sutton is not a dancer. I don't see her having any type of rhythm. The only dance I can possibly see her having is the "Can I speak to your manager" dance. Like, can I speak to your manager? Can I speak to your manager? Can I speak to your manager? You know, with the pointing finger and that, or the "Can I call the police" dance. Like, let me call the police. Let me call the police. You're doing something I don't like. Let me call the police. That's all I picture her doing. And they're all heading back home. And I give Crystal every single bit of prop for even just listening to anything that comes out of Sutton's mouth, because I would have been like, yeah, I don't care about you or your family. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Yeah. Anywho's, they're all getting back home and they're all getting comfortable. And I must say that Garcelle's white, kind of purplish hairdo look that she has going on in her confessional, it looks like what Storm would look like if she retired from the X-Men. She looks so good in that color, and not a lot of people could pull that color off, but it looks really good on her. Kathy also joins the group too, and she mentions that she put eardrops in her eyes. I'm telling y'all, just like I said in my first review, she is the type of woman that's like, oh my god, you can't take me anywhere. I am so crazy. Did you film me on Snapchat? Stop it. You know I'm wild. Stop. That's so embarrassing of me to do. And I'm kind of here for it, even though I still don't see the full hype around why everybody loves her so much on the show. She's a little bit more wild and a little bit more loose, so it's a different energy to this group. And they're all sitting back, and Garcelle, oh, Garcelle girl, like, she's like, oh, yeah, when Paris came on our show, The Real, I hated that bitch and I wanted to punch her in the face. That's basically what she said. She said she was annoying because she was always on her phone. Kathy's right there with her glasses just gleaming like, oh yeah, Paris. Yeah, she's kind of annoying too. You could just tell that Kathy was kind of salty about it. I mean, I would be too. I would get a little bit defensive, like, Garcelle girl, like, okay, let's all share, but let's not share way too much. Because you're near a balcony, and all it takes is Kathy to get up and go flying towards you for both of y'all to go over. But I really wish that one of the women would have asked, oh, so Kathy, are you a bad mom, as Paris betrayed you to be on her new documentary? Y'all remember, if y'all seen Paris's documentary that came out not too long ago, a couple months ago, it didn't show Kathy in the best lighting, so I wish somebody would bring that up and was like, so, let's talk about Paris. So, are you a bad mom? Why did you put her in that school and you were so oblivious to it? Let's talk about that. And they're also fascinated with Sutton's $2,000 pubes that she got on her feet. And I'm like, Sutton, obviously you don't see color and you don't see fashion sense, because what was that? All the women are finally getting ready to go out to dinner for the first time together at an actual table. And of course, Garcelle and Lisa are the first two to be ready. And they're just sitting there awkwardly, just like how they did at the airport. I'm glad that Garcelle is not jumping into the friendship right away with Lisa again. Like, she's making her work for that trust and that friendship. So I appreciate Garcelle, because Lisa, she can't be trusted. And then as the night continues and they finally get to the dinner and they're all eating and ordering drinks and they're all kind of like divided in these little square tables, Sutton begins to explain that her and Crystal had a little argument earlier last night And she's trying to explain to the group what happened. And Dorit, of course, makes it about herself. Just because you take photo shoots in a hotel in a different country multiple times does not mean that you're aware of global racism. And Dorit's just telling her, maybe because you didn't grow up in a multicultural, and that was the word right there. That was the single word right there. All Sutton needed to like kind of just like, all right, super Karen mode, must call manager, must go off on her, must show that I'm a racist. No, I don't think that that's the right word to use. I lived in France, I lived in New York and LA, so I definitely know about things. I did not grow up in a hick town. And I'm just like, there you go again, stereotyping yourself by calling it a hick town. But okay, everybody else around you is doing that, right? I feel like Sutton's guilt that she has inside and the reason she's projecting all of this behavior onto the group is because deep down she knows she's racist. And that's just personally what I feel. I really do feel like deep down inside, she knows that that's what she is and she doesn't want the other woman to see that. She probably feels that they're removing the curtain over her and they're exposing who she really is and she cannot deal with that. I could not have been sitting there all quietly listening to her bullshit because I would have thrown a drink. Sutton, be quiet. Shh. See if you see color in this wine. I think they should have gave Kathy Sutton's diamond because Kathy actually brings an exciting energy as Sutton has a stick up her ass and she's so uptight about everything. Kathy thinks that she's pranking the women along with Dorit, like, oh, we're just getting hammered with these cocktails. And meanwhile, Lisa, Garcelle, and Erica are all in on the joke, so they're pretending to do the same thing back to them. Oh, you think you're fooling us, but we're really fooling you. It's a nice innocent joke, right? Wrong. Not with Sutton. Sutton is just like every second she's just like, something's going on here. I smell it. She was getting more and more pissed about it, that she wasn't aware of what was going on. And then they get back into the van and they head back home and then she's still upset. And then she's upset that Crystal kicked her. You would think that she got assaulted by her. I was just waiting for her to call the police this whole entire episode. Like, I was just waiting for her to be like, yes, I have an Asian woman here and she just assaulted me. She just kicked me and punched me in the stomach. Oh my God, I have a black eye. Please come as soon as possible. I think she has a weapon. I really thought that that's what she was gonna do the entire episode. She was being so dramatic and so extra and sensitive. And she just keeps projecting more of her guilt that she has because she knows she's a shitty person. And then they finally get back home and she just runs out. She's like, I can't do this no more. I just can't. Crystal and Garcelle are like, it's just a joke. Relax. We were all in on it. It's not that big of a deal. And then Sutton is like, I am a grown woman. And then Kyle kind of turned me on a little bit the way she grabbed Sutton. I'm like, yes, Daddy Kyle. She grabbed her and she was like, then act like it. I'm like, ooh. You know, I had to clench my thighs for a second. You know, that finger came out like, she could not help herself. You are wrong, and this is me. I have never had friends who do this type of stuff, and you too. This is not right. We don't go around pranking people like this. And I'm like, come on, Sutton. Just please hand over your diamond to Kathy, and we'll call it a day, and you could go back to wherever you came from. And Kathy and Kyle and Sutton are still sitting there discussing the issues, and Sutton's like, well, I'm gonna go give her jacket like a good girlfriend does and show her that, you know, there's no bad blood between us. I'm like, here we go again. At first, I thought she was gonna barge in after hearing the phone call, but I don't know if she heard anything or not. She walks in on her and it's to be continued, and that was the episode. And I'm Team Crystal. I really like what Crystal is bringing this season so far. I don't agree with Garcelle saying, oh, I think Crystal's coming on too hard. She's not. She's coming on very okay about everything. It's not her fault that Sutton doesn't know how to act and behave. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Sutton was in the wrong? Crystal was in the wrong? Do y'all think Crystal is coming off as a bully? I personally don't think so, but what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. And thank y'all for watching. If you got to this point, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all think about this episode. This one was a good, and it seems like next week, we're going into the divorce. Anyways, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.